Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing a brilliant new bookshelf speaker from PSB, the PSB Imagine B50. Now this complements the rest of the range, the T65 towers and the T54s that we've previously seen, and hopefully look out for the links up here. They'll flash up in their own good time. The bookshelf speakers, in fact the whole new Imagine range, has been extremely well thought out. They've taken some immediate trickle down from their very high-end prestige range of speakers, full wood grains, all of those types of things, and they've worked out some very cost-effective ways of bringing the essence of that into a very affordable range of speakers. From a integration with home theatre perspective, they've introduced a flat on-wall centre speaker, some compact floor-standing speakers to ensure that they can be placed appropriately in many more living rooms than perhaps some would, and a prestigious big floor-standing speaker, the T65s. These little bookshelf speakers are surprisingly good. Fit and finish is absolutely amazing. Frequency response is actually really surprising for their price. 45 to 24,000 kilohertz, like right up there. Relatively efficient, sitting there at about 87 dB. They're 8 ohms and rated somewhere like 20 to 150 watts. Obviously that rating is probably more important than anything implied from a maximum perspective, right? It means that basically from an engineering perspective, if you can control this with an amplifier that's delivering a good clean 20 watts, they're going to start sounding as the engineers intended. And then at above 120, 150 watts, they're going to start not being able to turn that electrical energy into movement and will dissipate it as heat, and that's where you have problems. So nevertheless, anywhere in there, say this lovely little integrated amplifier at maybe 80 watts, maybe complement it with something from NAD or whatever it might be, will easily deliver some wonderful control on these very awesome speakers. So, let's have a look. Firstly, freight carton on the top. Designed and engineered in Canada, multilingual as far as that goes. The Imagine B for bookshelf, T for tower or floor stander, 50 implying the size of the drive unit. Now in this instance it's a 5 1/4 or something like that, loosely 135 millimeters in size, PSB logo, basic information, model and serial number information on just one end, scannable product information and serial numbers. Now 2 serial numbers, 2 speakers in the box, which might surprise you. These are really compact, and despite their frequency response and performance, they're small but mighty little speakers from PSB. Right, opening these, clearly really straightforward. They are sealed with basic packing tape, clear plastic packing tape, a nick or two, and we're in. Okay, so in the box, right at the top, we've got some basic setup information, A4 in a Ziploc bag, information about manufacturing and placement in a room, how to connect them, all of those types of things. Even some information about placing the speakers in a theatre environment should they be required. In there we've got some 3M little bump-on rubber feet for the bottom of the speakers. There's 8 of them, obviously 4 per speaker, and some basic contact information for warranty. These are held in the box with polystyrene, so the easiest at this point is just rotate them over and lift the box off the speakers. Now I would expect them to be able to get the box off nice and cleanly, and you will see a desiccant bag and other things associated with keeping things dry in transit. Off it goes. Right, get rid of those. And again the polystyrene that have protected it brilliantly in transit. You can see it's moulded to protect the speakers. Pausing for a moment, we've got a little brown box in between the 2 speakers, and that, given the information we see printed on it, is clearly the grills. A simple nick opens the sellotape that has closed them, and we see the two grills protected brilliantly with a combination of plastic bags in the box itself. Now these are magnetic grills. I won't bore you by opening both. I'll just put one off to one side. The grill is, again, little plastic bag, very straightforward. Both a desiccant and antifungal bag in it, and we see the grill. Now what they've opted for, even in this range, is a magnetic approach. So this, by the way, these are satin white, so for obvious reasons the grill is also white. Spinning it round, we see the acoustic transparent layers that they've opted for and the darkening that they've done to ensure that the drive unit isn't visible through the grill. You'll also see some attention to detail despite its budget price. The magnets that hold this grill on are protected to ensure that there's no chattering with a little wee felt pad. Now again, both speakers are identical, so lifting one out of the polystyrene and putting it off to one side, we're going to concentrate on the other one. This point really easy. Okay, molded polystyrene, whatever. Now, the bag that protects it is sort of a polish cloth bag. For obvious reasons they want to protect the paint finish in transit, and the microscopic little vibrations associated with freighting. You never want to sort of end up with little swirls or scratches associated with that contact with the packaging that it's designed to protect it. So this polished cloth bag does a brilliant job of exactly that. Now this is again satin white, and if we roll this carefully over, we start to have a look at the speaker for the first time. Now, like previous models, the first thing that you will see as I spin it round is a departure from most manufacturers' layout. You will see the tweeter at the bottom of the speaker and the mid-bass driver above. What PSB have done is a lot of work to ensure that the tweeter disperses brilliantly into the room. And with this approach, it means that the tweeter itself is removed from some of the reflective issues associated with this on a larger floor standing speaker with a lot of reflective surface. It means that the stand can be utilised to incorporate and remove, if not eliminate, any potential issues with reflection. We'll see a couple of design elements, and that's in this sort of recess and this beautiful sort of chrome trim around the tweeter. The tweeter itself is protected centrally with a disbursement sort of cover, and that also helps to eliminate any resonant issues associated with the dome itself. Now it's a 1-inch aluminium dome tweeter, and as I alluded to, a 5 1/4 inch woven carbon fibre driver. Again with the chrome sort of element around it, and again a little a lovely circle around to cover any of the manufacturing screws and things associated with bolting this into the cabinet. We'll see that PSB has utilised a bullet-shaped dust cap. Now that is designed to ensure that any potential frequencies across the drive unit are forced into the room, eliminating any potential for phase doubling or nilling effect. You'll see a beautiful design element, and this is also to ensure that it manages the reflection, and that's the sort of tapering, this sort of edge effect. And that's designed to reduce the impact of the flat front surface of the box in the frequencies that may potentially slap off it into the space. That's one of the reasons that the speakers are very narrow as well. They're not very deep, that's of course by design, to ensure that they're very compact. But that depth and lack of cubic area in the cabinet is managed by this new feature, and it's a slot port. Rather than having a large circular port which runs the risk in a compact speaker of having port chuffing, they've opted for a slot, and it's kind of like a sort of an opening, a management of that air, so that it can depart the cabinet and move in and out associated with the timing of the bass driver without any risk of port chuffing or noise associated with it. That means the speaker can be potentially placed closer to a wall or within a bookcase or cabinet or something like that. In other words, it's going to perform really, really well in less than ideal situations. So that's brilliant to see. Above the port we see a duplicate of the scanning information associated with the serial number of the bookshelf and a 5-way binding post. It's relatively modest in quality, but that's what you would expect for anything double this price. And it's wonderful to see that such a compact, cheap speaker has an excellent 5-way binding post incorporated. It allows for bi-wiring and bi-amping. The bridging clips, of course, would need to be removed. Interested in bi-amping, by the way, here's the little thing. There's a video associated with bi-amp and bi-wire with a couple of the NAD amplifiers. Nevertheless, the binding posts are clearly labelled with red and black caps, and if you're using a banana plug, just pull those off with your fingernails or maybe a small screwdriver, and you'll be able to apply a banana very, very easily. Above that we see the Canadian logo on a sticker, the Imagine series logo, the B50, and of course PSB. So, there we have it. PSB's brand new Imagine series B50, compact but mighty speaker, here unboxed at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.